on top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Charts off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them more to believers. Break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted, yeah. Now let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Let's go. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me something new. Time to break loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
And we are ready here on LSRTV. It's NASRA for Tuesday night racing. Usually we see points racing going on Tuesday nights, but tonight, a special evening. It's Christmas week, so why not give a little bit of Christmas cheer and a gift for some of these drivers that are going to be up front and racing. It's that of the Buddy Project Cup Series here on LSRTV for the Money Atlanta race for these drivers. See, with cash on the line, first place $100, second place $60, third gets $40, and just in less than 5 minutes, pole position getting $15. Money's on the line, and we cannot wait to cover it. My name is Sam Dyer, and joining me is going to be that of John Mustin Jr., and as well as always, LSR TV studio going to be helping from the back end. John, it's going to be money racing here tonight. All the pressure for points and staying consistent out the window. It's all about finishing up front in our top three.
In order to win, place first, Sam, you got to play, or something like that. I don't know. You know where I'm trying to go with this. These guys are here for money tonight. In order to get that money, you've got to finish the race. You can't go out there and do something crazy, get yourself wrecked. And we were watching practice, Sam. It looks like some of these guys may not heed that advice. So we're going to stand by and watch. It's the next-gen car at Hot Atlanta, which is one of my favorite tracks, Sam. And I've done some races this week in this track. And contrary to all the tracks that we've seen the next-gen car on so far, this one has the highest possibility of giving us some really exciting racing, I think.
Yeah, if we say green, it is going to be constant action with these next-gen cars at Atlanta. It is pack racing at a 1.5 mile course, and I've seen a couple of sessions before where you get a large group like we're going to be seeing here tonight, possibility of 28 drivers racing for cash, and there was no money that had to be thrown in for entry. It was a free entry with a lot of cash on the line, but drivers are going to be on top of one another, kind of similar to what we used to see back in the day on the old aero package for the Cup cars of, when we were at super speedways, all about finding your teammates, drafting, working with one another. Well, John, it's so different because now we take that aspect, take it to Hot Atlanta, where it's going to be a hot slick in the early goings of this course, and then drivers going to be having to find themselves moving forward while they're in the middle of the pack.
Absolutely. It's really crazy with this car, Sam. Like I said, I did a few of the official races this week, and this setup, it's really all over the place as far as neutral, tight, loose. To me, anyway, it started off relatively neutral. You can't put your foot down in it. Like at Michigan and the bigger tracks like that, we saw these guys were not lifting. They didn't lift at Kansas. If there's not a whole lot of corner, I should say, there wasn't a whole lot of lifting, right? Well, here at Atlanta, you have to lift. If you try to hold your foot down on that pedal, you're either going to break loose if you're too low, or you're eventually going to push into the wall on exit a turn. So the setup starts off relatively neutral, goes to wicked loose at about 10, 15 laps, then swings back to neutral tight towards the end of the run. So these guys are going to have to know how to drive a loose race car, is the point I guess I'm trying to make here. Because the most important part of that run, the middle part, that car is going to be a little bit on the loose side. So it's going to be fun to watch, I think.
Yeah, it is going to be a blast to watch for these drivers as we got a little bit less than a minute and a half left in the race. As we're going to look at our bottom left, take a look at our race information that presented by Live Sim Racing, as we've got ourselves 30 minutes of practice, which is almost finished here in just a minute. Then we got 2 laps of qualifying, and again, if you get the pole position, fastest car during qualifying, you're going to be getting yourself an extra $15. Then 134 laps of stage racing, where stages are going to be at lap 30, lap 60, and they get to race to the end for stage number 3, as we're 40 seconds, a little bit more than 40 seconds away, John, from qualifying, where money's on the line and drivers are going to try their best to put down some hot laps. But when drivers are on these colder tires, it's going to be a little tricky to get some quick laps here already as well. While you talk about how these drivers are going to attack, we'll take a look also at the weather on our bottom right.
Ooh, weather's a little bit toasty today there, Sam. Temperature is 87 degrees ambient temperature. A little bit of a little breeze there, 9 miles an hour, but at track temp, 109 degrees. And as these guys stay on track and that sun stays out, that temperature is going to go up. And what that does, that creates a very loose situation for these race cars.
Very loose, and you noted on it, the longer the run goes on, it can get loose for a small section. And with that pack racing, drivers going to be hoping that they don't get into trouble with one another. But before we get to green flag racing, I got 5 seconds left in practice to try to finish out these lap times. But then we get to qualifying. We don't usually get to watch qualifying that much, John, but because there's money on the line, we might have to take a look and see what these drivers got. They got themselves 10 minutes to put down their fastest lap, and we'll see who wants to attempt in the early goings to put down a fast lap, or if someone's going to wait and see if the temperature changes for the track for these 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's a strategy that I was unaware of for a while. when they first came out with the dynamic temperatures and weather for iRacing, I lost many a pole to that, not waiting for the temperature to fluctuate and go in the right direction. And Adam Newbert on track, good looking race car.
Adam Newbert and a lot of these drivers trying to get to the new schemes that NASCAR is going to be implementing in the real life world, where the numbers are pushed forward. It's a little different for some people. I mean, it's such a controversial topic for some, and for others, they just think, hey, they're just changing things up as they're moving the numbers forward, giving a little bit more space for the sponsors, as Newbert going to get his warm-up time done, and he'll start his first lap for the Ford machine.
You mentioned something about the controversy with the number. People worry about the stupidest stuff. I try to keep my language PG because I got a producer who'll kill me if I don't. But I mean, let's think about it, man. You guys are, people got all up in arms and wadded up over that number change, but I'm like, the sponsors, that's going to attract more sponsors if you ask me. They get a bigger spot now to put their name on that car, especially with this next gen car, Sam. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but that quarter panel area above the tire is a lot smaller than it used to be. And if you put the label at just the right angle, you can't really tell who it is. But with that door being wide open now, man, that's going to attract some sponsors to the sport, I think, and give them more bang for their buck.
Also, it makes me more excited for the graphics designers. What can they do with that empty space? Is Adam Newbert going to be coming across the line for a second lap as we wait for the confirmation? Fastest lap going to be 31.310, but that is only going to be third fastest as his 2 times are done. Top of the board currently, that of Ryan Billy, and 14 top of the board, that fastest lap with a 31.125. Currently the fastest time over everyone else by over a full tenth, as now we move over to the 94 of Eric Zimmerman. As we're talking about sponsors and, spaces, right now we see that of Eric Zimmerman running the Cup Series, sponsor of the Buddy Project, and other sponsors got to give big thanks to at Triple M Pulling. Thank you to all the amazing sponsors that help NASRA out as we get these drivers set up. Again, this is money racing. Points are not on the line. It's a little holiday break for these drivers. Driver that gets the pole position here, as we still got 7 minutes left, $15 for themselves. And then we get to green flag racing for 134 laps, where first, second, and third money on the line to be grabbed, as there was no money for entry in this race. It was completely free to just get out here and have potential racing time. So you can get some free cash if you run well, as right now, Zimmerman, currently after that first lap, going to be moving to 11th on the board.
11th place. Yes, 11th place on the board. Brady LaBeouf, though, putting out a 31.08. That's handling it, man. That's getting through the corners fast.
That is extremely quick, and going to be right behind is Michael McKinnon, and McKinnon going to be that of 42 thousandths off of LaBeouf's fastest time, as we got Stefan Gregory going to be coming across the line for the 61 for his money lap. And for that of Gregory, after coming across the line, going to be only best up to 10th. So 14 drivers have put down a time currently. There's still the other half of the field that still needs to put up a time, as we got a little bit less than 6 minutes to go. As now we've got that of Blake Lothan, who's going to be on track for the 59, seeing what Blake can put out for himself, as this is going to be his first lap of his two.
Looks like he's going to come across with a 31.139. That's not too bad. That's going to put him up there in the top 10 anyway.
Currently 7th on the board is the 59 after that first lap. We'll see here on the back stretch. For that of Blake, still, again, 5 minutes left. 16 drivers have at least put down one. Most of the field has already put down 2 laps, as Lothan's going to be doing his best to best his time. Coming out of turn number 4. This is looking like a burner of a lap. Cross the line. It's going to be close, and it's only going to be up to second for Blake Lothan. Going to be coming up 18 thousandths of a second off of Brady LaBeouf, who's still topping the board. And the question is, really here, John, of the drivers that have not put a time down, who could possibly challenge? And it might be this man, that of Derek Fulton in the 8, who's going to be starting out at his first timed lap coming out of turn number 4.
Fulton has been showing some really good speed in this car. In practice, he looked really good. But you know what? Much love and respect to the guy. He's out there driving his butt off. But God, that is just an ugly color of green. It's just,
it's a different color, that's for sure.
It's all, I don't know, man. It's anyway.
You know when you get a highlighter and you put it in the black? It looks like a highlighter that wasn't clean no more.
31.577. That's not going to do it. He's going to have to do a lot of pickup on this second lap stand to even get close to Brady LaBeouf or Mr. Lothan up there in that front row. And I'm going to be honest with you, we haven't seen very many of these guys pick up a full half a second on their second lap.
Yeah, it's all about building that momentum coming out of turn number 4, and we'll see it here if possibly that of Derek Fulton's got the time. It's a quick one, though. We'll wait for confirmation, and not fast enough, as it got updated third for that of Derek Fulton. We love you, Derek. We're just going to bash your scheme because we love you so much, as we wait for more drivers. Third best for the 8.
I am very impressed with that. I mean, he picked up almost a full half a second there, Sam. That's unheard of.
It is one of those things where drivers are tied currently for second and third. Drivers going to be all over the places. You saw the 9. I was just about to note for that of Jake, he has I really like the way that he utilized his sponsor on the car, but smashing the wall out of turn 4, that is not the way you want to be put in qualifying down. That could be end of his chances, as we're coming to the final couple of minutes here. Justin Michael is going to be the next driver in the 87, going and trying to start his time And John, we're running out of drivers that have a potential chance of trying to best that of LaBeouf, who is still on top of the board with that 31.083.
Yeah, he's looking good right now, but I tell you what, that Beretta, that 87 Beretta sponsored vehicle is also looking good. Now, I like his different approach on this. You think keep that car up high and try to keep those RPMs wound up on this first lap, much like you would at, say, Daytona or Talladega, where we ride the outside wall trying to get that thing wound up as much as we can for the money lap. We're going to see how this pays off for him. He's coming down through 3 and 4 now, Sam, to clock in his first lap, and then he'll come down to the inside of the track for his second lap. See how it holds up for him.
Well, he's going to have to put in almost 6/10 faster if he wants to even have a chance at the pole position. Wound up, got the speed up. Justin Michaels, he's going to have to put in a lot of speed here for this 87, but right now looking good on the back stretch as more drivers have put down times. 55, Ryan Ducombe going to be only besting up to 6th as more drivers coming in, but we're down to our final about 5-7 drivers that can put a time down. Here comes Justin out of turn number 4, got it wound up and got moving, but will that time stand?
Whoa!
Yes, it will. Justin Michaels almost a sub 31 time, flyer by the 87, and just showed you, like you talked about, John, you got to get this thing wound up with speed, and you can put down a flying lap like that.
Well, you know, I have heard of guys running their quality laps like that. I haven't tried it personally, but it makes sense, especially with this next-gen car. And he just showed us how to get it done. And like I said, he kept that thing up high, not just for his outro lap, but his first time lap, getting those RPMs wound up, keeping that momentum, as you put it, up there. And did it pay off for him big time? 31.009. That is going to be tough to beat, I think, Sam.
And then Corey Saucer's going to be in the 19, going to get 2nd. Scruff's going to be getting 4th. And here's Zach Adams in the 71. Where will he lie? As a very good first lap and second lap going to be done, besting to 21st. Is that a Zach Evans? Looks like all the drivers have been sold. It's time for drivers meeting. Qualifying is done. Justin Michaels, you saw how he got himself set up on that first lap, and it was perfect. That got Justin Michaels the pole position and $15 richer to the 87. Congratulations to Justin Michaels. I mean, Justin Michaels, what a run for himself. And John, if anything, qualifying has showed us a little bit of surprise, but I'm excited for what we're going to be seeing here. Race time for these drivers. It is going to be pack racing at Atlanta. It's going to be hot, slick. The driver's going to have a handful throughout the night. 134 laps. Stage 1, only 30 laps. So we'll see in this short little stint a little bit of a picture of what we're going to be having as drivers are getting gridded up, getting ready to get racing here. We'll take a look at where the starting grid is. It's going to be Justin Michaels in the 87 going to get first position. Second, going to that of Corey Saucer in the 19. Row number 2, we are going to be finding what we thought was going to be the pole sitter, but that of LaBeouf going to be dropping back to 3rd place, with that of Dustin Scutz is going to be in that of 4th place in the 11. Row number 3, we find that of Blake Weldon in the 59 and Derek Fulton in the 8. Row 4, we're going to be finding ourselves back with that of Susko, as well as Andrew. I'm going to be butchering that name throughout the night. Hopefully Johnny can help me. But Andrew, we'll try your name again later on as we'll drop back to row number 5. Okay, we'll test that out. As Robert Richards and also Ryan Ducombe going to be able to finish of your top 10.
Inside, Michael McKinnon, row 6. Outside of him, Ryan Bill, the 14 car. Row 7 is going to be 86, Kyle Hess. Outside of him, the number 21 car of Nathan Mon. Row 8, 97 car of Jose Luis Rivera, who is outside Hunter Parsons in the 01. Row 9 finds Taylor Peacock in that 81 car. His outside Ted Wade in the 2 car. Rounding out your top 20 is going to be the 47 of James Morris. His outside will be the 61 car of Stephen Gregory.
Row 11 is going to be that of Zach Evans, as well as that of Derek Kilgore going to be in the number 7. In row number 12, it's going to be Chris Cinnamon. Eric Zimmerman going to be in the 94. And then we drop back to row number 13. It's going to be Adam Newberg as well as Raul Meza. Then our final driver is going to be on track, going to be that of Jake Roll in the 9. And as well, Josh Souza, who is not gridded up for the 23. 27 drivers on the grid, on the track, getting ready to go for 134 laps here tonight. Points do not matter. It is all about making sure you're in the top 3 from this point on. Top 3 get cash. Everyone else, you just race to have fun here tonight. John, they're on the back stretch. What are some things we're expecting to see in the first couple of laps?
I expect to see some loose race cars, some guys that might be aero tight even. But I just realized something. I don't think Michaels is going to like the fact that we broadcast qualifying tonight. That just gave his secret away to everybody.
You know, if there's money on the line, we got to cover it. We got to see who's doing what, who's got the better run. And so if you're going to be putting your best shot out there, and people are going to be learning, I think a lot of people are going to be figuring out these ways to qualify and get fast laps. You know, someone's going to make a YouTube tutorial on how to get things done. And for us, we're getting ready to get things done here. It's the Money Atlanta race for NASRA, and we are green at Hotlanta. It's going to be that of Michaels, as well as the 19 on the outside, getting these drivers set up, ready to go, and they're roaring into turn number 1. And they're already wrecking to that caution, waves. And, John, it did take that long for our first yellow.
I've got a feeling that might have been some spun tires in the back. Maybe somebody missed a shift, something like that. That's what you usually see on a restart wreck. But on lap 1, come on, guys.
Well, I think this might have been around. We're going to be seeing mistakes here. Newberg's going to be an innocent soul. What we're going to see is Kyle Hess make some mistakes up in front of him, and the 4 had nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Wow,
Oh,
they
there.
got turned on the start. Wow.
We're going to take another look at this. Kyle Hess going to be the driver we're going to be watching from above. And going to get a picture of what happened to the 86. I think there might have been a little bit of a wheel spin here that got the 86 moving to the high side and then got assistance to be moved around. But we're on turns 3 and 4 on the restart. I mean, even to just start the race, excuse me. We'll see what happened to Hess here as these drivers were given 1 fast repair. We'll see. Green flag's going to be thrown at this point for the drivers. They're stacking up, getting ready to get the best launch possible. Decent start. I think it might have been a misshift right there.
Yeah. That is so unfortunate.
And
You touched on it, Sam. He's got a fast repair, so he'll be able to get back in this. But, man, now he's got to go 134 laps without making any mistakes at all. And, gosh, that's just going to be hard.
yeah, and Kyle Hess and also Adam Newberg both going to be a lap down currently. Newberg's going to be just going with repairs only, not using the fast repair. A couple of other drivers coming into pit road. Hunter Parsons, Ted Wade, Chris Cinnamon, and Zach Adams all came into pit road. Some are going to be thinking about using their fast repair. Others are going to be just trying to get manual repairs for themselves as already in the early going. We're only in stage 1. Stage 1 going to be going all the way up to lap 30. And then we'll have a caution come out, reset these drivers. And these restarts are going to get wild. We already saw a misshift. We're also going to be seeing some other drivers having some struggles here tonight. But, John, we saw during practice, the drivers were practicing their restarts. It's a lot more different when you're practicing restarts during practice and then when you have the real thing on track.
Yes, it is. It's a completely different. I mean, especially because you have all of the cars on track during the race, and not everybody likes to participate on the pit parties, as we call them, in practice. You know what? I'm wondering, do they have lane choice here, Sam? Do you remember if they the rules? Do they have lane choice on restart?
I believe the leader has lane choice. If they want to pick or choose inside or outside. I feel like the inside lane is going to be the more preferred lane for a lot of these leaders on these restarts. Unless we get into older tires, then you might see someone change it up and go to the high line. But right now, seeing Michaels, he's decided inside lane is where he wants to go as our leader.
Yeah, good call. I was just curious, more of a curiosity thing. But man, I was really hoping we get some green flag laps in. Maybe this time by we'll get it though. And I'm pretty sure that driver communicated to everybody what he did there, so these guys will be on their toes and looking out for misshifts, spun wheels, stuff like that. You know, the thing is, it's easy to miss a shift if you're using a shifter. But if you're using a sequential shifter, I do. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, paddles are really nice. I like the paddles. People that use the H pad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every single time I hear someone say they're using the H pad of like a normal shifter, it's because they feel like it's more realistic. I think it's just more dangerous. As
Totally
these
agree
drivers
with you on
getting
that,
ready
man.
to go, it's going to be that of Justin Michaels, Corey Saucer, as well as Brady LaBeouf. Scruggs, as well as Lothing, going to be your top 5. Pace car is off. We are green once again. They're taking off immediately as Michaels gets a great launch. It's everyone else trying to get in line as quick as possible. And already, first top 4 in line. Everyone else side by side and trying to pick what lane is going to be moving forward. And this is coming out of turn number 2, where we're going to see the danger zone. Who gets loose and who holds on?
Well, right now, in this early in the run, everybody's going to want to try and get down as low as they can, as soon as they can. You see right now, we got the 9 car Fulton kind of stuck on the outside. Behind him is the 09 of McGronigle. I see, look, they're back to 2x2 up front. But yeah, you're going to want to try and get down as quick as you can. Now, later during the run, Sam, I did notice when I was running that being up in the high line on older tires, that car turned a lot better. So we'll see how it goes for these guys tonight. But, oh, wow, that was a close. Somebody squeezed in real close back there. I love these onboards that Cody gives us from down in the truck.
Seeing all the drivers getting right on top of one another. Blake Lothing going to be seeing his back bumper getting full of the 11. And right now, all the drivers early going. They're going to be on top of one another. They're going to be drafting. But it's going to be the picking and choosing of what lane is going to be preferred as the run goes on. They're going to be on top of one another, and you're seeing it side by side all the way through. And with this aero package, car gets into the outside wall just a little bit there. As drivers, got to be careful not to get too much damage. This car, so important to make sure you don't get any damage from hitting the wall. Aerodynamics is the big factor with these next-gen Cup cars.
Well, not just that, Sam, but that nose. That thing, it does not have a lot of air intake on the nose anymore like the old car did. Damage on the nose will cause the car to overheat in a hurry. I found that out the hard way. Yep.
Oh, they're wrecking behind out of turn number 2.
And yeah, oh, a big one. Oh, goodness.
It's a big one, and looking at the drivers so far, only one driver has used the fast repair. That's going to be Adam Newberg as more drivers pile in, and there's a couple of machines with blown up engines, late contact that was probably not necessary. And here we go. This is how it all started. We've seen them up front. You know, I've covered so many different series. My biggest pet peeve is after an incident happens, drivers just piling in when it's not necessary.
Right?
Like, get off the gas, get on the brakes. You see smoke. There's smoke right there. Are we going to slow down? We're going to slow down. We're going to force the issue and pile drive. Mile it in. Hey, why not add a couple of more scraps in it? Ooh.
We're trying to get a feel for where they're starting at, folks. Our producer is going to show us just a couple of times. See if we can't see where this conundrum started at. Say conundrum, and it's not the word I wanted to use right there.
Yeah, I think it might have started around that of Taylor Peacock, around those drivers, around one another.
Oh, 5 cars.
And then here comes the second pack.
Oh.
Oh. All right.
21 and the 5 right there. That's who we're going to be keeping our eyes on. Maybe one car in front of them. We know for sure the 21 and the 5 are involved in that.
And right here, we're going to be seeing the 21 duck low.
Oh.
Drifts up and then they just all collect in.
That was actually 2 separate incidents right there, Sam. It looked like the 21 drifted up into the car on his outside and turned. And the 5 got super tight, went off at 2. I'm not sure if it's because he lifted trying to miss the 21 initially or what happened there. But he got to the outside wall, and that was pretty much where the kerfluffle started.
Yeah, that was Robert Richards. That was the driver that was on the inside of the 48. I mean, that was on the outside that got pressured by the 21 of Nathan Mana. And got to say, really wasn't. These drivers going to get aggressive here early going. And you talked about it, John. The first couple of laps, your car feels kind of stable, and then it gets loose, and then it kind of feels like it gets kind of stable, a little bit tight later on. So everyone's trying to get everything that they can in the early going until they feel like, hey, these cars feel a little bit undrivable. We have to not be as aggressive. But second caution of the night already, and drivers are gonna have to pick and choose who wants to use their fast repair and who's going to be able to survive. I think tonight it was a big question because there's money on the line. It's not about points. How many drivers will decide to stay racing throughout the whole entire night, and how many drivers will be calling it at night early, as we are on lap 11. Again, stage 1 comes to a close on lap 30, so still a lot of racing. But John, over half the field has already been involved in a wreck in our first or second caution of the night.
Yeah, that's unfortunate too, Sam. And you touched on it. Some of these guys, they're not going to hang around. But if you're smart, well, I'm I should say, but if you're wise and you know that you need as much seat time in this new car as you can get, you'll stay. Even though there's no points, even if there's no way you're going to get money because you already got banged up, I would stay in the dang race just to get the laps in, just to get seat time in. Try a few things. Try a different line, maybe. Try running easy at first and then harder as I go in the long run, just stuff like that. But like you said, unfortunately, some of these guys, they're not going to look at it that way. They're going to be like, well, I've got no chance for money now and I'm out of here. I hope it doesn't come to that, but we may see that later on, Sam.
Well, noted on it. I mean, already Kyle Hess calling it a night for the 86. Going to be officially our first DNF, and as well, that of Derek Kilgore going to be our second DNF, leaving us with 25 drivers on track currently, as seeing some drivers trickling into pit road. But lap 12, we're stacking up, we're getting ready to go green once again. John, I know I've gotten to see a little bit of action of green flag racing, but what have you been seeing and noting on? And is there anything that's surprising you here at Atlanta only in our first 12 laps?
Not really, Sam. I'm sorry. That was quite a build-up, but I haven't seen anything yet because these guys haven't gone green long enough to show us anything. Like I said, I've done a couple races in this car this week at this track, and they really need to let themselves get settled in, take it easy. Don't get aggressive right now. Just let yourself get settled into this track, and then start your racing. That's when it gets fun, man. But hey, I'm not out there. I'm just up here in the booth with you. So they're going to do what they want to do, right?
Hey, we ain't in the chaos. We just get to observe it as pace car pulls off. We're green once again as the start of lap 13 is underway. Justin Michaels, who had a burner of a qualifying lap, is already seeing a quick yellow as they are wrecking behind. 2 of our 3 first cautions is drivers wrecking before we even get to turn 1. John, it is going to be a long night.
So, Sam, I'm gonna say this one more time. Patience, 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 guys. Come on.
Oh, he's already running over him.
Wow. Oh.
Just keep hitting him. Keep hitting him. Finish him off.
So what looks like here is the 11 might have spun his tires just a little bit, slowed up for whatever reason. The 55 got into him again, and then got into him again, and then wound up spinning himself out. Watch right here.
Oh no! I think it's about. It's not a points race again. This is only all about money. If you've got any frustrations with someone, why not get them out now? I mean, this is the best time to get revenge.
Wow. Sam, I cannot believe you went there.
What? It's a fair. I have heard many drivers, they wait until All-Star Week, get some frustration out.
I'm not saying you're wrong,
I've only been observing. I haven't been in the booth for a NASRA race for a while, so I'm just throwing out what I'm observing of drivers.
I understand.
Maybe they've been frustrated for the first 2 weeks. They've been having some poor luck. Let's either end my night early or end someone else's night early, it seems like.
Why not, right? Oh, my goodness. Well, and again, I'm just going to go back to what I said a minute ago. If they're going to keep doing this, it's going to be a long night. It really is, man, because these cars don't really start to perform at their peak until they've got a good 7 or 8 laps under their belts, man. And that's what is so frustrating about this situation. Is this would be a great race if these guys would stop wrecking. I'm sorry.
Hey, we still have stage
okay
1,
now.
we still have stage 2, and then we got the extended stage 3. A lot of racing. We're not even to lap 20 yet, and we've already got that of 3 cautions in. Who knows how many we're going to have at the end of the night. Hey, if you're in the chat, if you're watching, why not throw in what you think we're going to see total of cautions, as the drivers have already had 2 restart cautions out there. So, hey, that's the beauty of online broadcasting, being on YouTube. You can get the chat involved. See how many cautions you guys think we're going to be seeing here tonight. And we'll even add in the 2 that of our stage break cautions at lap that of 30 and 60. So you automatically have 2. Counting the 3 we got right now, that's 5. So how many more do you think we're going to have?
Right now, I'm wondering if the admin has jumped in on the radio down to these guys and say, look here, fellas. Maybe they should go to single file restart, Sam. We've seen that in a couple of other broadcasts. And it tends to work.
That's usually when we're in that's when we're in short track racing. That's when we're in the main sim racing series.
Well, we might as well be now. I'm just saying.
I mean, they're getting close to how those guys race. They're getting those. We'll see, though, if we change things up. I'm wondering if they would even attempt that. If we do get another quick 1 to 2 more cautions here, if they would even go to single file restarts.
I have been doing racing and broadcasting for a while, and every time I've seen the league throw in the single file restart rule, it gets things fixed. It really does. They're not all over each other on the restart, and you can't go until the guy in front of you goes, right? So, you don't have that problem of one line moving before the other one does, and seeing somebody go, hey, I'm gonna go down there and go with those guys. It doesn't work that way. So I don't know. I just think it's a good idea. That's just my personal opinion, folks. I'm not the admin of this awesome league, and it's not up to me, but it would just be my path if I were running the show.
Yeah, and also, we're having fun up in the booth. We understand this is not for points. This is for money. This is kind of the all-star break, you could say, for these drivers. A little bit earlier than most. Usually it's in the middle of the regular season when they get this break. But, hey, this is week 3 of NASRA for that of the Buddy Project Cup Series. We're excited to be covering and giving you all the action here on LSRTV. We're getting ready for another restart. We've already had 3 quick cautions here in the first 15 laps. We'll see if we get another one here in the first 2 to 3 laps, if we get it before we even get to turn 1, or if we finally can get a little bit of a green flag run before lap 30, which will be the end of stage 1 for these drivers. Again, money's on the line. Top 3 get cash. First place gets $100. Second place gets $60. Third gets $40. And John, the question is, will we see someone wreck another driver to get a little bit of cash?
Oh, I'm sure you will. Hey, but you know who is lacking all these cautions? Our replay sponsor, Pulse Poppers. They're loving these cautions.
Oh, Pulse Poppers gets all the love whenever it is short track racing or you get events like this. They're going to get all the love. As pace car pulls off, it's time for us to get green once again. Let's see if we get to turn 1. As that of Justin Michaels gets a great launch once again. Everyone else staying that of side by side all the way through the field. And I thought for a quick moment we were going to be seeing that of Derek Fulton force it 3 wide. Instead, the 8 stays high in that highlighter messed up yellow. Going to be staying out there on the higher line. And already, as they're wrecking behind.
Oh, here we go.
And we stay green. And they're wrecking again. Oh, they're still wrecking, and they're still staying green, wrecking off the racing surface. So drivers will not be throwing a yellow. We'll see if the admins decide to throw it. It looks like they will not. We stay green up front as drivers were wrecking all around. Derek Fulton going to be getting a little bit of a shove, though, from the 23. They're getting aggressive. They're getting pushy, and it is dangerous with how the drivers are racing. But, John, this is what the next-gen Cup car gives you at Atlanta.
Oh, absolutely. That was a great move down there by Lothan. Michael, right now, Justin still has his lead, but he's stuck up on the outside line. Not sure if he wants to be there just yet, but it looks like he's got some great momentum coming off the floor right now.
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing the drivers on the outside line. We already saw Justin Michaels prove the outside line can get you moving at turn number 4, but it's all about staying low early on, and we're seeing that now As you saw that, Blake Lothan possibly have a chance to make a battle, but this is where the draft becomes a big factor. You're looking to get any type of help. The more cars that are in line, the faster you're going to go. That outside line gets a great surge as the 3 of that, of course, also going to be moving up to 3rd, but it's all about the drivers from 3rd on back. They're all on top of one another still. Pack racing at 1.5-mile tracks. Next gen Cup cars. Hopefully you are excited for this type of racing action all season long here on LSRTV for the NASRA Buddy Project Cup Series. And Tuesday night certainly has been a blast. Oh, what a save on the inside by Blake Lothan.
That was a great save. That's how you drive a loose race car right there.
Oh, no, there goes the one.
The one car's up on the wall. The 11 car gets into him. Wow. Again, no caution.
Brady LaBeouf.
That's unfortunate.
That was
really
LaBeouf as well as the 11. The Strugs that were going to be involved in that one primarily, and now the lead pack hoping to get in line and not to run each other over, but starting to see a little bit of lap traffic going to be soon to be a factor here as Adam Newberg slow and in front of our leaders. We'll see where that of the believe the 4 machine is where he's going to place himself. This is going to be very important if we're going to be seeing the lap car stay low, high, already over the radio, telling the driver go low. Instead, he says high, and here we go. A little bit 3-wide racing, John, and luckily the lap car went all the way up to the wall and out of the way.
Yeah, that could have been a catastrophe right there. You know, something you touched on earlier, that drafting going down the backstretch. That's true. There is some draft effect going on. The problem with that is the faster you go on these turns here at Atlanta, the more speed you carry into the turn, the harder that is on your tires, specifically your right front tire. It's going to make you tighten up that much quicker. So these guys have to keep an eye on that. You may have to back it off a little bit, a little bit sooner than you would if you're in that draft.
Saucy, you're going to be in 2nd place as, oh boy, that of Ryan Billy going to be in that of 3rd position for the 4. Getting a little close to the outside wall a couple of times is that of the 23 on the car, 14 on our ticker. And for a lot of these drivers, their schemes do not match what we were given on our ticker number. So more so of, hey, this is a money race. I'm going to go with what's more fun. It's bump drafting into turn number 1. They are being ruthless, and they have to be. Stage break, stage 1, right around the corner.
Right around the corner it is, and I'll tell you what, these guys are showing no mercy to each other. They're a little bump and run right there from the 23 car. Sorry, 14, 23, whatever, that guy in the black car. The guy in the 3 car, the blue car, to make his move there. We don't see that very often anymore. Bump and run.
Yeah, especially here at 1.5-mile courses. It's kind of a rarity. It's, oh boy, Billy going to get onto the apron of the 23 somehow. Did not drift up into the outside groove, and that could have been another big one for this lead pack as they get charging once again. Here comes now the 9 of Jake Rule, is going to be coming up with a lot of speed. Saw these drivers on top of one another. Got to be careful of that apron. If you touch it, it basically is going to launch your car up into the another groove or more. And so far, drivers are holding on for this lead pack, but in a blink of an eye, it could be dunzo for someone's night.
And we've got to fight for the lead now. That 19 car sausage. Oh, Michaels gets tapped in the back, up into the wall hard, spins it down. He's going to hit the wall again on the inside wall. Still no caution, but that takes out our leader, Justin Michael. That is very unfortunate there, Sam. He's been fast all night. He was our pole sitter, was arguably one of the stronger cars out there.
Yeah, he was, but luckily he knows he's going to get at least $15 here tonight, even if he does not finish in the top 3. But he was a very strong car of Justin Michaels. And now the change for the lead. It's side by side of that of Blake Lothan as well as Corey Saucery. They're spinning behind. Car spinning, and caution flies. I believe that's going to be the 3 of Chris Cinnamon, who spun around and stopped, and it is Chris Cinnamon, who was running back in 8th position. Going to be caught up in this wreck, and this could be our stage 1 caution break.
I was going to throw that out there. Justin Michael still has hope. He's got a fast repair, and he's got stage break cautions. He can stay on the lead lap. His damage may not be enough to warrant using that fast repair either. A little contact there. The 3 car had some help.
And officially over the radio, just been notified that will be the stage break for these drivers as we take a look here. Getting our Pulse Poppers instant replay. Hard racing going on between these drivers, and you're trying to gain everything you can. But here it goes through the center of 1 and 2. 3
Ooh,
just
that
taps
apron
the apron and gets ran over, just absolutely. Sacco going to be that of the 29, going to just finish off Cinnamon and bringing out our 4th caution of the night. 4 cautions in stage 1. We'll see if stage 2 can either stay below that 4 number or exceed it, as we know drivers going to get a lot more amped up as pit road very busy as everyone's coming in.
So I'll be interested to see if Justin uses his fast repair or tries to get his crew to beat out that damage. He's got the first pit stall, so he can get all the way down there, get his stuff done, and then scoot right out and maybe even pick up a few spots. But it's going to depend on whether he uses that fast repair or not. And he used it.
It's going to be use it, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of drivers. The question of, did you want to save? Did you want to use your fast repair? And already, you want to give an update on the drivers further back that are multiple laps down. Michael McKinnon going to be the newest driver that it DNFing for the night. The 7 of Derek Kilgore actually disconnected, reconnected back in, and the 7 is back out on track, but currently 16 laps down. 12 laps down is that of Taylor Peacock. 1 lap down is going to be the 21 of Nathan Amana. And also, driver in the lead currently, the 09 of Andrew, that of McGonigal is going to be in the 09, and Andrew going to be staying out. Came into pit road during our last caution 14 laps ago, so he'll be taking 4 tires and fuel during that pit stop, and now going to be our leader coming into this go around. And John, that's an interesting call. Going to be on 14 lap older tires than the rest of the field.
Unless he pitted somewhere in all that other madness we had and took tires, that could be the case. I don't know. But that's Mr. McGonigal there, and I don't know, man. You're right. It's a strange call. I don't know if I'd have done that. I really don't, man. But,
well, I mean, there's a lot of different strange calls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's got damage.
So here's
too.
all the
strange damage on the front end.
So McGonigal going to be up front. He's going to pick the outside lane. He came into pit road 15 laps ago for taking fuel and tires. Now, the 9 as well as the 48 both came into pit road, and they only went with fuel only topping off. That's giving me a sign that they came in the same time as the 09. McGonigal, they all came in, got tires, got fuel. Now the 9 and the 48, the 9 of Jake Roll, as well as Robert Richards, going to be taking fuel only. Then it's everyone 4th on back that went with fuel and tires on this pit stop. So we'll see how this works out as the driver's getting ready to go green here for stage number 2. It's going to be the 09. John, we got to see stage 1. 4 cautions for stage 1. We got to see a little bit of green flag racing, but it was very chaotic, and a lot of drivers got damaged, beat up. And they needed that quick yellow from from that last incident to at least keep themselves in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those being the car of Justin Michael, our pole sitter. We don't know how that happened. We just saw the contact, and he got put into the wall and then spun down the infield. No caution there, but he was able to get in and get fixed. He used his fast repair. Now he's got to work his way back up the field. We know he's fast. We know he's got the talent to get up there. I'm just wondering if there's going to be some retaliation on whomever it was that he was involved with. Just a storyline I like to keep my eye on if we can.
Yeah, I already threw it out there. Drivers might be trying to get some revenge. Could be seeing it start and end
not a points race,
here
so,
tonight.
hey, I'm telling you straight up, you put me in the wall, I'm going to put you on the pit road. That's the
Hey, if you're giving me not a chance to finish in the top 3, and we're having issues, as I do want to give more notes of drivers that are going to be calling it a night. That of Taylor Peacock, going to be calling it a night for the 81. So we're going to be having ourselves with 23 drivers on track running here. Excuse me, actually 24 drivers on track with only 22 on the lead lap as we're getting ready to go green here. It's going to be the 09, 9, 19, 48, and the 14 going to be your front runners. Pace car is off, green flag in the air. As you see it, the flag waving, that outside line really got moving your job. But the question is, for that of Saucery, going to be in the 3 in blue. How fast and how easy is he going to be making the pass for the lead?
We're going to find out here shortly, I'm sure. we got a great fight going on back here between the 48, it looks like, of Richards and the 59 of Lothan. That's for the 5th spot. But McGronagall's still hanging on to that lead, it looks like. That's pretty impressive. The fact that he's got a little bit of nose damage and older tires. Wow, man. Look at that gaggle of cars right there. 3 and 4 wide coming across the start-finish line there, Sam.
Oh boy, and there is a little bit of driver's anticipation, and there he goes, gets tapped. Zach Adams going to be spun in the 48. He's going to slide back up hard into the brakes and gas, drops back, and does a little bit of a dance into the wall. No caution's going to be thrown because there's no oncoming traffic once he came up. No issue's going to be there as Lothan holds on, almost gets absolutely ran and crossed over. Roll could have spun around the 59, doesn't do so. And somehow these drivers still putting on a show. 35 laps in. We have 100 laps to go here tonight. And the drivers are putting on a great one in the early going.
You know, we used to call this back at Blue Hill Speedway, Sam. This is smash mouth cutthroat racing right here, buddy.
Oh, boy. Monagle's going to be now put 3 wide, almost 4 wide there for a moment. Thought about it for a second. Gregory thought about forcing it 4 wide, thought smart of it, now going to be staying on the inside. They're still 3 wide behind. These are drivers who are battling for 10th place, and they're putting on, oh no, more contact going to be made. Drivers into the wall, into one another, and spinning out. That's going to be another yellow 5th caution of the night.
Yep, that was
and that
again, folks.
Looking to see confirmation. And yes, Justin Michaels was involved, had already used a fast repair, our pole sitter. Looks like his night could be done as we take a look here. It was 2 different incidents that happened. And he put into the wall.
He got the wall.
And then he comes climbing across, and
he thought he could save it right
contact. Yeah. Well, we've already seen over half the field have to use a fast repair coming in at the end of stage 1. Another massive wreck for these drivers, and we could be seeing another cluster of machines calling it a night. Again, only the top 3.
I thought you were about to say something else there, buddy.
Hey, I try. You even said it. We try to stay PG. We try to stay, professional as we can. We got to stay professional, and maybe we do need a break to keep ourselves from going unprofessional. We'll be right back. 5 cautions already down. We'll see how many more continue on here tonight. It is the Money Atlanta race for the NASRA, the Buddy Project Cup Series. We'll be back in just a few.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole...
And we love you, Dan, that of Tom Denchel and all the others that are out here. Thank you so much for all the amazing sponsors that help us at LSR TV. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, for the NASRA, the Buddy Project Cup Series for the Money Atlanta race. This was originally supposed to be a points race, but because it's the holiday week, we weren't sure how many drivers were really going to be showing up, so admins made a change up. We're just going to be doing this as a money race, so is no points on the line, cash out there. Already know a driver that's going to be getting some money, that of Justin Michaels, who has already might be seeing his race done after having used his one fast repair and being involved in this last incident. But top three, money on the line. First place, $100. Second gets $60. Third place gets $40. So a lot of cash going to be out there online as we're getting stacked up and ready to go. Lap 40, it's going to be lap 41 once we go green. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is John Mushton Jr. and as well LSR TV Productions in the behind. John, we've seen 40 laps of somewhat racing, 5 cautions in the early going, but when we have been green, it has been chaotic and amazing racing to watch.
We've had 6 cautions, right? Or is it 5?
I believe it's 5,
Yeah,
unless
right,
I
5.
miscounted.
So that's a caution every
I'm trying
8
to keep
laps. All right. 2 laps, 3 laps of caution, 3 laps of caution. I mean, I don't know. I just want these guys to race, damn it. I don't want to see more. I want to see some.
Well, we do know there's going to be at least
hard racing.
We do know that we're going to have at least one more yellow. Stage 2 will come to a conclusion at lap 60. But if we have a yellow that comes out with 5 laps to go before lap 60, then we will throw that. If there's a caution at that point. If there is, then that will count as our stage break. And then we'll have stage 3 where we race it to the end as we are prepared to go green. We're green once again. John, I mean, we get to see green flag racing this go around. We'll see. We've already seen 2 wrecks at the start finish line. We make it to turn 1. We love it when we can at least get to turn 1 on these restarts.
Yes, they made it to turn 1. Hell yeah. Coming off of turn 2 in the backstretch, we got cars up against the wall. Got a car down low. Got cars swinging down low. Thinking about making it a challenge for that position going down into 3. Meantime, back out front, Sauce still has his lead, followed by Bill. You got Ducon now, that 5 car up to 3rd. Lofton in 4th, Fulton up to 5th in that whatever the hell color car it is. Look at this challenge for the lead on the outside, Sam. You touched on that drafting package. We're seeing it come into effect right here on the outside, challenge for the lead.
Yeah, more drivers that are in line, the faster that lane is going to go. And you see everyone on the outside lane except for that of Corey Saucery. And Saucery going to be losing ground, falling back into 3. And you see that outside lane groove getting to move faster. And what's surprising to think, John, the 55, Ryan Ducombe, going to be one of those drivers that was caught up in our 2nd wreck of the night. And he was getting bounced around, pushed all over the place. And now up to 2nd place with a great rebound. One of the first drivers up front that has already used their fast repair.
Yep, and we got another car up in the wall there. What happens when a car hits the wall, Sam, it causes the big bunch-ups we've seen. It scrubs off so much speed, especially on the exit right there. You see a car just touch that wall, and they lose probably 20, 30 miles an hour right there. If there's a car directly behind you, it causes so much chaos. Luckily, though, the guy was able to keep it straight. I think that was a 2 car that we were looking at for a second there of Mr. Wade. But look at that, 4 wide on the outside now. Looks like that outside groove is coming in pretty quick there, Sam.
Yeah, the longer the run goes on, the more wear and tear that's put on these tires, the higher the drivers are going to move. As you're seeing a little bit of slashing and dashing, you find a hole and you try to get up there. Saucery finally finding a safe place, it seems like, for himself back in 6th. But in front of him, Ted Wade going to be trying to make a pass here on that of Derek Fulton. Drivers trying to anticipate where the big moves are going to go, which lane is going to be moving. And now we're starting to see a little bit of a shift as now the 09 of Andrew noted on the fact that during the stage break just stayed out, did not come to pit road when everyone else did during the initial stage 1 conclusion. Wait until its most previous caution. Now the 09, freshest tires and on the move on the inside.
Yeah, Andrew McGronigle there in the 09, definitely making some good use of those fresh tires there. He's already made his way back up to 7th. He's looking all over the back bumper of Adams. He's going to dive it down at a turn 1 right here. He's going to pick up that spot, and if he plays his cards right, might pick up 2 more before we get back to turn 3.
And right now, going to be trying his best. But I think, if anything, needs to have a little bit of draft help. But I love this move. Get back in line. Stay and follow the drivers until you get to the back stretch. Get a better run out of turn number 2 and maybe make some passes. Or just watch everyone get side by side. And when they're side by side, John, almost 3 wide now as drivers battling currently for second place. They're 3 wide going into turn number 1. It's going to be Derek Fullen on the inside. In the middle, it's going to be Ducom, as well as on the outside, Data Blake. Lothan, and they finally get cycled through, but that's a scary moment, as well as see the driver stuck on the inside. They're still 3 wide, but now battling for 5th.
Well, I'll tell you what, 3 wide's not the problem. It's when you got somebody bump drafting you and you're 3 wide. That could have been catastrophic, but it worked out okay.
Oh, no, there he goes.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, no. And these were some of the heavy hitters that have been up front all night long, and could be calling it a night for some of them. As we'll take another look at our Pulse Poppers instant replay. Caution number 6, of the night, as they were 3 wide racing. And when you're this close, especially coming out of the exit of the corner, anything could happen, and they just got too squeezed up, and away they go.
Wow, it's like, McGronagall's car, it looked like it sucked straight up into the 3 car and hit him, and then just kept on going like nothing happened. That was the strange. I mean, you understand what I'm saying, Sam? It's like, they made that heavy contact. You see what they did to the 3, obviously, but McGonagall's car went straight back to the line it was running like nothing happened.
Yeah, it was like a magnet. It's like once they finally made contact, it bounced him away to where he was running all right, and everyone else got tossed around like a tosser, and we're getting prepared for possibly a night ending for some of them. We'll wait and see who's going to come in and get some repairs done, as another cluster of drivers come in, and also newcomers to be DNF'd, as Adam Newberg as well as Justin Michaels, our pole sitter, both have called it a night. And right now, we're wondering how many cautions we were going to have, and now I think the question might be how many running cars are going to be seen at the end of the night. We're not even at halfway. We're already seeing a majority of our field either have already used their fast repair or have just called it a night early for themselves. And John, we're also almost coming to the conclusion of stage number 2, as we're almost about 10. I believe we're going to be 10 laps to go, or a little bit less. We're going to be less than 10 laps to go when we go green.
Well, yeah, and I'm also wondering, pit strategies, how that's going to play into it. Do you pit now, or you just stay out, wait till that next caution, be it the stage break, or, God forbid, another wreck? Tires would have played, I think, a big part of this, but I think by now, Sam, you can pretty much throw tire strategy out the window, because they've been under caution so much that that 4 sets they have is going to last all the way to the end, no problem. So I don't know. It's just all of these cautions is really wrecking the rhythm of this race. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, we almost saw, like the 09, he was flying through this track with just having an advantage. I believe it was only that of 7-lap advantage on newer tires, but was doing a great job moving forward until he got up to the top 6, where the draft was never helping. It wasn't helping him as much. And now we're getting to that stage of the race again, like you noted on, 4 sets of tires in pit road to work with, meaning that we're going to be having these drivers. Most have already used their first set after coming into pit road for stage number 1. Some have already used 2. They're going to be left with 2 to finish out this race, and we're expecting a lot of these drivers to have use one set for the end of stage 1, use another set at the end of stage 2, and then have a little bit of wiggle room with 2 sets for the end of the race, which is going to be about 70 laps of hard racing we're expecting to have at the end after stage 2 is over. But for those that have already taken an extra set, before in stage 1 and then waited to now, they're going to be in a disadvantage. They got to figure out how to work with having only 2 sets of tires in pit road for a much longer duration than those that are waiting until stage 1 and stage 2 are over.
But then again, if we keep having these cautions, it's not going to matter. It's really not. That's the sad part about it. They're not using those tires up to that caution. So,
not using it up enough for a lot of these drivers to really have a willingness to go.
So McGronigle lost a couple of spots there on that little impact he had. We know he's already used up his fast repair, so I'm wondering how much damage he has on his car and how that's going to affect his run now. He was looking really, really speedy, really racy there right before that caution came out.
That he was a very odd situation as we're about to go green here. Drivers over the radio screaming out wreck on the backstretch about a lap ago. Brady LaBeouf was one of the drivers that was last car on the lead lap, had just used his, was trying to keep that car clean, just use a new set of tires, and now going to have some nose damage as he's trying to race and catch up to our leaders. But up front, it's going to be that of Billy Duncombe, Fulton Adams, and Sackham going to be your top 5 as we are green once again with less than 10 laps to go in stage number 2, and already seeing drivers in the grass of 09 automatically just going to be pulling it into his pit box after contact on the restart. And this, once again, not a surprise. We've already seen this multiple times of issues on the restart and a driver getting loose on the very exit. But up front, side by side for the lead, as here comes the 55 as well as Derek Fulton on the inside.
Wow, that 55 of Ryan Ducombe made that look really easy with that pass. And he's got Billy still up there on the high side. You got Fulton, Derek Fulton, in his green car down there on the inside. He's going to struggle down there on the inside, Sam, because that draft on the outside, they're gonna fly by him like you'd see on Super Speedway.
Oh, absolutely. As you saw, also a car ducked low to the apron. That was Rolo Meza, who's going to be losing ground. But up front, who's going to get the better run? And you're seeing the drivers that are a lot lower get some amazing center-off speed. But here comes that of the 14 on our ticker, the 23 on the car up front in second. Ryan Billy going to be trying to find a surge and where to place the car. It's so difficult to really make a pass. You really got to get a great run and then put yourself on the corner pit. The driver gets into the outside wall further back. That's going to be Eric Zimmerman, who's going to be into the wall, losing ground. And we stay green because he never got sideways, just got the junked up the 94 on the outside wall.
It's amazing that wall doesn't give. You know what I'm saying, Sam? The big concrete wall on the exit of 2, I've never seen it in all my years give an inch to anybody. And I believe Zimmerman found that out the hard way just now. Whoa, we got to fight for the lead up front. Fulton didn't give up. Draft be damned. He's going to get that lead away one way or another. He's got a couple of cars behind. Oh, well, he had a couple of cars behind him. They duck back up, and he loses a little bit of ground going into 3, but he's still right there, Sam, down the inside.
Yeah, it was going to be Sacco that's trying to assist the 8, trying to get a little bit of a run. And that's really, it's a lot of, a teeter-totter balance. You got to find a driver that's both drivers that are trying to move to the inside lane to utilize the draft on these straightaways. You both got to get the best run possible so that you can maximize your speed as Zimmerman pulls it into pit road finally after clobbering that outside wall. And for that of Eric Zimmerman, who has not used the fast repair, expecting to use it here if he had clicked it on. But that's one of the things you also got to be careful. If you had already used your fast repair, or for those that haven't, you have the option to turn off or turn on if you want to use your fast repair coming into the pit box. For some, if you don't click it on, you're going to be stuck manually repairing, and you'll be stuck in pit road for minutes on time, and that could be costing you laps and putting you multiple laps down as they're still racing hard up front.
Yeah, I can. And, folks, in iRacing, we have 2 different types of repair. You have required, which is like a broken A-arm, something like that, messed up. Oh, we got a car sitting on the backstretch. No caution yet, still green. He's off the racing surface, and he comes back up, and he's going to bring the caution out by doing that.
And with the timing of this yellow, that is going to be stage caution. Stage 2 comes to a close. Only 3 cautions coming out for this stage. Hey, that's 1 less than stage 1. We like the fact that we're going in that direction. And so this is going to be that of Robert Richards in the 48. Gets loose, gets stuck, and then I think if he backed up further and gave himself some more space, because oncoming traffic was showing up, that's what brought out this yellow for the 48 being spun around and now going to be racing around and try to make sure he's still on the lead lap. But, John, 2 stages down. We now have our longest stage, stage 3, on the incoming, and drivers expected to come into pit road this time by as they are drifting and sliding, and they got to be careful getting onto the brakes. Derek Fulton having a scare there, or purposely trying to show off in front of the camera.
I know. What that was not looking at his F3 box and realizing the Ace car was right there. And, oh my God, there's cars in front of me slamming on the brakes. But anyway, and Sam, I just want to say a quick prayer for a green flag run from here on out.
I won't say anything on it. I won't say anything. We're going into pit road. That's what we're doing. And now the question is, who will stay out? Here. All these drivers coming into pit road being led by the 55 of that of Ryan Ducombe, and also staying out going to be that of Corey Saucery, as well as Blake Lothan going to be staying out. Both those drivers are coming to pit road under our last caution. Both came in just to top off, get some damage repair, and also fuel and tires. So they're going to be going with an off-ball strategy, as everyone's expected to make one pit stop if we stay green all the way through. But a lot of these drivers are going to be having at least 2 sets of tires to work with. So, John, that's going to be giving these drivers a little bit of a wiggle room on when do you want to use your first set of tires, and when do you want to use that final set, if you ever use that final set of tires for this race, as drivers get back on track and get ready for this restart.
If it goes green, I don't imagine anybody's going to pit for tires, to be honest with you. From what I recall, tire wear wasn't too drastic on a long run, but we haven't seen these guys get a long run, so who the hell knows. But I'm thinking that if we got 70 some odd laps left for this, they're going to have to pit because of just fuel alone. So you might see somebody pit and take maybe 2 tires on the pit stop for fuel if it goes green all the way. That being said, if we see a caution anywhere between the 1/3 mark and the 2/3 mark of this 70 some odd lap run, you'll probably see some tire changing going on then.
As you also see that of the 8, Fulton. It was up front, but now going to be deciding to get a lot of repairs done. And remember, we saw him trying to stay off the wall. Could have been a damage that we did not see previously for Derek Fulton, but he had to come in, went with manual repairs, as well as a little bit of top off to the 8 machine. He'll be starting all the way back at the end of the line in 18th position. We're left with a total of 18 drivers on the lead lap. Again, only the top 3 going to be getting some cash here tonight, as it's the Money Atlanta race. Originally, this race was scheduled to be a points race, but because it's a holiday season, wasn't sure when we were or if we were going to have enough drivers for this race. So they put cash on the line, get a little bit more incentive for drivers to show up here tonight, and it certainly showed up. Over 27 drivers showing up for tonight's race for qualifying. 27 put on track for the grid. We are now left with only 21 drivers still on track racing. So we are going to get started here on lap 62. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is John Mushton Jr. And John, been some great racing when we've been green, but we've seen also a lot of caution so far here tonight. A total of 7 right now. We'll see if we'll get number 8, 9, 10, or even more than that as we're getting ready to go green this time by.
Don't say that, Samuel. My goodness, man. Let's think positively. Here's positive thinking. You ready? We've killed half the cars in the lineup, so that's less guys to screw up and make another wreck, right?
I wish it was half. I wish it was half, but we haven't taken out only half. We've only taken out about 5. 6 drivers are officially out of the race. So we'll see who else joins in the car graveyard. But everyone that's stacked up, we're just happy that everyone joined. We're happy everyone's here. It's great racing. Big thanks to all of your sponsors here on NASRA, the Buddy Project for being the Cup Series head sponsor, and as well that at Triple M Pulling. Up front, it's going to be that of Saucery, as well as Louthan. Then you've got Ducombe, Billy, and Adams going to be your top 5. Cinnamon, Meza, Man, as well as Scruggs and Parsons going to be your top 10. Some of the drivers we haven't really talked about all night long, trying to keep their nose out of trouble, and now going to have a chance to be up front on this restart, as the 3 back up front. Haven't seen that of Sorcery up front, but we'll see how well it can stay up front. And as well, Rolo Meza, a driver that we've seen have issues back around lap 40. He's now going to be in the top 10, trying to make a surge into the top 5.
That was a great restart by Corey Saucier in their 19 car there. 3 on your screen, folks. He gets out to a pretty good start there, but boy, he's got Ducom, the 55 car, all over his back bumper. And also here comes the 14 of Billy, sorry, excuse me. I'm not sure how to say that exactly. But those front 4 are like they're single file, front 4 or 5 are single file, but I wouldn't see that lasting very long there, Sam.
No, not at all. And, you know, we've talked about the draft having cars in line. John, we know that later on in this race, and we've already kind of seen it on the straightaway, side drafting a factor for these drivers to watch out for.
Absolutely, Sam. The thing is, though, it doesn't work quite the way it used to. I'm not sure what about this package changed the side draft and the way the car behaves, but it's not as effective as it used to be. And to make it, let me rephrase that, for it to be that effective again, you have to get even closer to these cars. And unfortunately, in sim racing, it's, to me, that the risk doesn't outweigh the reward. We know there's net code in iRacing. It's been talked about ad infinitum, so I'm not going to rehash it here. But yeah, that side draft doesn't work quite as well as it used to with this new car. And it can be really frustrating when you know that you can drive better than the guy in front of you, but you just can't get past him without help.
Yeah, and we're now seeing some of the drivers battling for this top 5 position. And you're seeing Zach Evans trying to duck in and trying to do his best to even try to attempt side drafting. But, John, interesting to see it. Stage 1 and Stage 2, it was constant go, 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 get up front. Complete change, really, for a lot of these drivers. Single file racing until now. Pass for the lead. And Saucer going to be moving to the high side. Kind of gets dumped. Ducom going to be moving up to first, but for how long? Got that ability, as well as Zach Adams going to be now making their move forward. And now we're going to be 3 wide. They were patient for a little bit there, and the patience is gone. Aggression out here on the track. On the inside, going to be the 9, and he's going to be trying to make some big moves. Got to be careful. We've seen Rex come out of 4. Will it happen again?
You said patience. Oh, silly Sam. No, they weren't being patient. They were just trying to figure out who was going to go with them before they went. That's the big thing here. You said this at the top of the show, Sam, and you were very, very right about this. This is a lot like play track racing, and it has been every time we've seen these cars on tracks a mile or more. It just really turns into a play track race. What'd you see? I missed something. What happened?
Contact going to be made by that of 71. Going to be making contact with, I believe, that was the 1 of LaBeouf. Both those drivers staying straight, but they're going to be 3 wide now. And now clogging up this second pack of drivers. This is from 8th on back. And they were the tail end of the lead group. Bumped with one another into turn 1 a lap ago. Drifted through turns 1 and 2. Kept pointing in the right direction. But now, hurting is the 1 machine in the 71 as they're leading this second pack, trying to regain their speed and get it back up to speed.
Well, a big problem with the 1 car is he's got extensive damage from an incident he was in earlier, and I'm guessing he had already used a smash repair and has not been able to really get the car fixed back up to its full speed. So that's definitely going to hinder him a little bit. The good news is I've seen him before. Oh, hang on to it, buddy. Good save. I don't know who that was back there, but that was a fantastic save.
I believe that driver that got out of shape was Hunter Parsons in the 01. That was that driver that got out of shape and was able to hold on as everyone else continued to rage forward. Again, this is the second pack. This is even our leaders that are racing this hard, and they're almost 4 wide for a quick second. Yeah, I mean, they're aggressive back here, but you're racing for positions that don't really matter. Oh, no!
Oh, yeah.
How did Robert Richards hold on and not collect more drivers and we stay green? The 48, he's had a couple of spins here tonight and continues to hold on. What a scare. And some drivers are going to need some new driving suits after that one as we move back up front. Rolo Meza in 5th.
I mean, as soon as he realized he was out of shape, he locked him down instead of trying to drive out of it, we've seen a lot of drivers do that tonight, Sam, which led to a bigger accident than it should have been. He didn't try to drive out of it. He locked his tires down once he saw he was going in a relatively good direction, not towards a wall or anything like that. Very good, smart thinking on his part. And he did good to drive out of that. That was fantastic.
Oh no! Roll Meza gets on the brakes early, back up into the track, and almost collecting more drivers. I don't know if that was a brake check, maybe something went wrong, but that was very odd to see the 37 just practically locked up the brakes in front of the 3. And we'll take another look at this. A Pulse Popper's instant replay. Yellow's going to be flying as a wreck goes on as we're looking at this replay. But John, Saucery, I don't think he was expecting this one as they head into turn number 1.
I think something broke on the 37 car. That's really what that looked like. It looked like Mesa had some sort of a technical issue there. Maybe he lost his display or something. I don't know. But, man, that is so unfortunate. And he's still down there on the inside line. The car has
oh my goodness! 2 cars upside down. This is what brought out our yellow. When we went to go check out what happened live, when we went back to go see what happened, so Rule Mesa and Saucery, this is what brought out our yellow that we currently are underway. And oh my goodness. Hey, if you get motion sickness, you better turn it off. Better close your eyes because we're about to go flying in just a moment. On board with Derek Fullen. You see the contact getting made ahead in front of him. And just like that, upside down and sliding is the 8.
Wow.
Hey, John, welcome to Next Gen Racing, where we like to surf on asphalt and also on our roof.
Yeah. And, I mean, just, wow. I just don't even know what to say about it.
The contact's going to be made ahead. It just when the car in front of him hit him, it just grabbed the top roof and just pulled the 8 over. Hey, if you have ever watched, any, WWE or anything else like that, you just saw one of the best wrestling moves like a car can do right there. Holy moly.
Sam, I love you, man. I want you to know that. I love you for your entertainment value, brother. I would have never thought to compare a NASCAR race to WWE, and it works. It works so well.
It just grabbed him so quickly. That was going to be James Morris is the driver that went flipping. And I got to say, for Morris, this is his first race with NASRA. Got signed up just for tonight's race. Expecting to see Morris throughout the season, hopefully. But, man, did he get probably the most memorable wreck of the night. That was incredible.
Oh, wow. That should be an award from now on. When we have these multi-caution festivities, we should come up with a most creative accident or most creative caution cause award. We'll get a sponsor for that. How's that? Maybe like a towing company to sponsor that one.
Hey, if your car's flipped over, we can.
Award brought to you by Paul's Towing.
Oh man. So many. If you've been counting, hopefully your number's better than mine. So far, I've been counting all the cautions we have. We're at 8 currently. And for those that we're thinking about putting down, if you put less than 8, we are sorry, but you were wrong on the amount of cautions we're going to see here tonight as it continues to climb. As you know, John, I'm looking at it. We're past halfway. We're now only at 8.
We still have 57 laps.
There's still plenty of time for more.
Just throw that out there.
Oh man! Looking at the drivers that are left. Oh man!
I want everybody to understand one thing real quick, Sam. All serious here, folks. We are not disrespecting these drivers in any way, shape, or form. I have the utmost respect for these guys that are out there doing this. Yeah, it's just a simulation, people say, but this is, this is fun for a lot of us. And right now, these guys are out here. They're trying to learn a new car on a track they haven't been to yet, and they're not doing it for points, doing it for money. So you know what? Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. It's been a crazy race. But when it's all said and done, Sam, I think I can speak for you as well. We do respect these guys quite a bit down there for putting on such a great show.
Oh, absolutely. I got to say, it has been a blast to watch these guys week in and week out. Again, this is only week number 3 of this season for the Next Gen Cup cars, for that of the Buddy Project Cup series, and for these drivers, they weren't sure if this was going to be a points race or what was it going to become. That of the admins changed it to a money race, so cash was on the line. So that's why we're having fun. This is more of like an all-star race, so we're having a lot more fun, making a lot of jokes, because this is all about cash at the end of the day. It's all about who's going to be in the top 3. So until we get to those final laps, we're going to have a good time. And I feel like, John, you and I, we've been having fun up in the booth. Hopefully you're having fun down in the chat as well, as we still got a lot more racing to go. Pace car lights are off. It's going to be that of Ducom, as well as Jake Rule, Ted Wade, that of Loudon. LaBeouf's up there in 5th, even with the damage the one had, which that damage he got was when he got contact with Zach Adams. So we'll see if that damage ensues and continues on, as we are green once again for the Money Atlanta race here on NASRA on LSRTV. It is maddening on who's going to make the big moves. And right now, top 3 pulling away, coming out of turn number 2. And now it seems like everyone else, it is a madhouse back from 5th on back.
You know what we've seen, Sam? I mean, let's look at this and kind of really analyze the situation we've noticed. We've noticed that there's, generally speaking, one way to exit the turn, especially turn 2. If you're outside of that path, that groove, just by a little bit, you're going to get the wall. All right, you're going to push into the wall and wreck. If you're too low on exit of 2, you like the 3 car back here. Look how much you wiggled just then. All right. If you're too low on the exit of 2, you get loose. So there's really just a very specific groove on that exit of that turn, which is really where these guys have been having their biggest issues. Oh, and restarts, but we were not going to go over that.
I mean, we cleaned up the restarts after our 5th caution. We only had 3 restart incidences that blew up for us. And ever since then, it's been clean and a lot of great restarts. It's only been on-track incidences. And right now, got to be careful. We've already seen the 71 and the 1 make contact before. And they're side by side once again for 5th. And you're also seeing a mad dash to the inside. The 11, huge move going to the white line and hoping that it sticks. And it does. Watch out, Shrunks is going to be trying to do his best. Going to be forcing it 3 wide once again. The 11 is on the move here, John. And as well, we're starting to see drivers that we haven't talked about since the beginning of the race trying to make their surge forward after their rebounds of early incidences.
Now watch him on exit 2 right there. Oh, that was so good. If you can do it, it can be done. You can pass on that inside line coming off of 2. It's just got to be real careful. Like I said, you get so loose. Too low right there. And look who's back. We got McGronicle in the 09 right there. He had a rough couple of laps there. Got a little tap from the 11 right there. Just saying hello. That's all McGronicle just saying hi.
You know, there's those people that feel like they're race cars. Oh, they're gonna go 4 wide for a quick second. Woo! And down below, it's going to be that of Brady LaBeouf, who's going to be up front, was in 5th, now losing all the ground back to 15th. The 1 gets shuffled out, and somehow we stay green when that was up front ahead of everyone, and somehow we continue to race on. But these drivers, they're making very aggressive and abrasive moves, almost like they're Indy cars. Those Indy cars have a lot more downforce and allowing you to make these passes. John, these next-gen Cup cars, yes, they're heavier. I mean, they're lighter, and they're heavier than Indy cars, and there they go, spinning around. Hunter Parsons.
I was going to tell you when you stop breathing for a second there. The 11 cars, you said it. There's aggression out there, but he is the epitome of aggression. He was all over the bumper of that guy going into turn 1 and on exit of 2. I mean, that was just a matter of time, man. Wow.
And I've heard drivers, they say you got to be aggressive if you want to move forward. There is no patience when you're in this package. And it's going to be 2 cars drifting, holding on, and somehow the Loudon, as well as I believe that was Ted Wade, losing ground, falling back, but still in this lead pack. It's sliding, it's dashing, and they are still got to be careful as right now, John, 1 slip up, and you know a lot of drivers are going to go flipping and crashing and calling it a night.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, Scruggs is driving angry right now. I'm not sure what B got in his bonnet, but he is coming fast. Oh, look at the wiggle right here. Oh,
no.
There we go, another wreck. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a caution. Oh yeah,
There it comes. And they keep piling in.
And
They just keep on
and
coming in.
I believe Scruggs got a little damage out of that too. He was down the inside, and somebody slid down to him, but he kept going. But man, he was on a mission. Watch this right here. It's like the 71 got in shape.
Full spot first. Yeah, we're going to be seeing it on the inside and on the outside. Just a little bit of a bobble. There goes Zach Adams, who gets the tap in. Everyone else just bottlenecks coming out of the corner. You're just coming in with so much speed. There's not a lot of time to react in those types of situations when you're just coming out of the corner. Your car is kind of at the mercy of whatever lane you picked coming out of the exit. And at that point, everyone just saw a wall of vehicles, and caution number, let's do the math, 9, going to be thrown out here on lap 86.
I think the 71 had way too much wheel in that coming off of 2 right there. And that's what bit in there, Sam. Hey, we talked about this pit stops. One of these guys going to pit, take some tires on. Here we are, lap 86 out of 134, Sam. That's not a bad time to come in and do it.
Absolutely not. I mean, like we noted on, there's always the potential of a green flag racing run, even though we've seen a lot of cautions coming out. So for these drivers, come in, get some tires, but can't do that. That is costly, and it's going to cost you at least 1 to possibly 5 positions with that type of a slide through your box. The 55 of that of Ducombe going to be dropping back, but they're getting going. They're trying to get going, but I think a lot of other drivers already made mistakes, and for that, Ryan Ducombe, with everyone else's falters, only losing 1 position after that sliding through his box incident.
Well, you got lucky right there, Sam. We've seen that time and again on previous broadcasts. When you make mistakes on pit road, even under green or caution, doesn't seem to matter. It's going to cost you a spot or 2, but he got lucky. It only cost him 1 spot. And he was previously to this caution our leader. We have 2 cars that did not pit, so he possibly will be in 4th. Yes. Or maybe those 2 guys are. I guess those 2 guys stayed out, Billy and Roll, right? I can't.
Roll came into pit road. He beat out Ducombe. It was Billy that stayed out. Billy's been out there for 12 laps. He came in during our last caution that came out. Yeah. But, John, I do want to give you note of this. We've had a lot of drivers be caught up in these incidences. That was the biggest one so far that has taken out the most drivers. We went from about 18 drivers that were still logged in and we're hoping to get back out on track. We are now down to 9 drivers that are on the lead lap that are still racing. And of those 9, only 2 drivers, excuse me, wait, I'm doing a recalculation. Only 1 driver still has a fast repair left. Chris Cinnamon is the last driver that has a fast repair. Everyone else that's out there on track does not have a fast repair. They're stuck with the car they've got, and with a big one looming with how much racing is left, we have not even got to the action-packed part where we are expecting drivers to beat and bang off one another. So we're seeing drivers ticking away. We're only left now with 12 on-track drivers that are still racing, and 9 of them on the lead lap. We cannot repeat what our producer just said in our ear. We can't say that. All right, John, we'll get back to you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you've missed out on all the action here tonight, we've had 9 cautions here. This race was originally booked to be a points race, but because of the holiday week, we weren't sure how many drivers were going to show up, so it turned into, instead, a money race. We had our pole sitter, that of Justin Michaels, get the pole position. He's going to get $15 for himself, but was taken out in the first half of this race. Now leaving us with money on the line. Only the top 3 get cash. $100 for first place, $60 for second, and $40 for third place. Only the top 3 going to be getting that money here tonight, besides the pole that was already grabbed by that of Justin Michaels. You're watching right now. It is the Money Atlanta race for that of the NASRA, the Buddy Project Cup Series. And you're seeing all the drivers. We're left with just a few out on track. Only 12. We started out with 27. They were all given 1 fast repair. And now we're down with just one driver. Chris Cinnamon, who runs back in ninth, is the only driver that has a fast repair left. Everyone else, their safety net is
I'm good.
gone as we're getting ready to go green. You're good, John? Okay. We're good right before we
Yeah.
go green. Needed some I don't even know how I kept a straight face for as long as I did, because honestly, Cody, you watch yourself. We're green once again. It's the Money Atlanta race, and it's Billy Rolls, Shrugs, as well as Ducombe and LaBeouf going to be your top 5. We've seen a lot of aggressive drivers throughout the night. Or will it be someone who's up front to be side by side? Billy did not come to pit road, going to be on older tires, while everyone else hard charging with fresh ones.
Watch the 11 car, Sam. We saw him being super aggressive prior to that caution came out. He got a little bit of damage from that caution, but it looks like he's gone in and got it fixed. He's got 4 fresh tires and a damn fast car. Meantime, Rolls out there in front. He's had a rough night, been involved in some incidents. Back up front, though, running good. But I'm telling you, watch that 11 car. He's got the aggression gene running wide open right there.
I knew I was going to miss at least one other driver. Do want to give note, driver that's running in 4th currently, Ryan Billy, is another driver that has a fast repair. So there's 2 out on track that have fast repairs. The 14 on our ticker, but the 23 running it in 4th currently. That, if Ryan Billy does have a fast repair, then Chris Cinnamon back in 9th as well has a fast repair. Everyone else, that safety net is gone. So once we see the aggression ramp up again, and we could possibly see a big one, as here comes that of Blake Loudon, who's trying to take a 4-for-1, 3 wide for the lead, and coming out of turn number 2, going to be side by side, still thinking about the lead potentially. What a move from the 59, who's getting aggressive, and I think is trying to get a sense, I want to be the lead driver.
That was an amazing move right there. Got him 2 spots in 1 turn. Looking to take the lead as we come down across the line here. But on the outside, we've got the draft working for these guys. In the meantime, he's still struggling down there on that inside line. Lothan is the 9 car. Oh, man, but that was such a super aggressive, and you got to give it to him. That was a great move. Maybe it's something he can hang on to for the end of the race and grab one of those top 3 paying spots, Sam.
Oh, they're hoping for the best to make sure that they can get some good runs up front. And really right now, you're hoping that you don't get any types of issues. And just like that, your chances of running up front could be snuffed out, as Dustin Shrugs is going to be falling backwards after that incident into the outside wall. And up front, still going to be drivers side by side on top of one another. Roll, also Ducombe, going to be side by side, as well as behind them. It's going to be Billy and Loudon that are going to be side by side. And this is what you want to see when you're up front with the drivers that are still out on track. The draft becomes so much more important, because before you had so many drivers in line that came with so much speed. As oh boy, they're going to be 3 wide again potentially. They're pinching, they're scrubbing, and there he goes, Loudon wrecking.
Wow.
Oh no, that was Rolls, excuse me, that got spun around the 9 just in a blink of an eye. Race is done, and we stay green up front. We now went from 5 drivers racing for the lead position down to 4.
That was an awful accident right there. Rolls tore up from the floor up, and I don't think he's got a fast repair left like you touched on before we went back to green here. So his night is done. His challenge for that money in the lead is done. Meantime, back up front, Ducombe, Lothan, and Billy, the 3 cars fighting for the lead right there, with LaBeouf just kind of hanging out back there in that 1 car, just watching these 3 go. They've got a pretty good buffer over Scruggs in that 11 car, Sam.
Yeah, and Scruggs a little bit too far back currently. He's about almost 9/10 back and is running off the pace. That damage from him hitting the wall and scrubbing off the wall going to be something that hurts that 11 a lot. He's going to have to need to come into pit road. He's caution to get that damage repaired to possibly have a chance. But right now, our top 3, they're looking comfortable. But here's when, thinking a big picture here, John, they could run in line and wait until the very end of this race to finally make their final charge. But for that of Ryan Billy, did not come into pit road. Fuel and tires could be a factor for the 14, who's currently running second in line in the 23 car. Billy could be a driver that might be forced to come into pit road if there isn't another caution.
Yeah, he may have gambled on there being another caution, figured he'd come in, as late as he can and take tires. I'm assuming he's got tires left. We know he's got a fast repair left, but it could still work out for him, Sam. We've got a lot of time left in this race right now. We're at lap 98.
Oh no, Billy's gets loose, holds on, and still going to be part of the draft. Coming back up in line, going to have to fall right behind that of Brady LaBeouf. LaBeouf's story also very
But he's
hectic when you
still
think
in
of the
draft, man. Oh my
I
God.
don't know how. Completely 45 degrees sideways, almost got into the inside wall, still having the momentum to
I don't
continue to
think
race
his foot
on.
ever came
Wow.
out of the gas. I
No,
don't think
you
his foot
can't. If
ever
you're
came
still
out of
this
the gas.
close, you still got to be aggressive. Oh, they almost touched for the lead. Here comes that of Ducom as well as Loudon, going to be side by side. Ducom almost making the contact, coming through 3 and 4. You got to be careful giving each other enough space, but I think at the same time, John, you noted on it, if we got a green flag run, we're going to see a lot of different driving styles kick in of how the car is going to be changing. Lap 100 starts. We got ourselves 35 laps to go here tonight. Who's going to get the money for the Money Atlanta race here tonight? Only the top 3 get cash, and right now, they're spaced out enough. Will Ryan Billy get a chance to redeem himself, or will he have to just watch our top 3 pull away with the money?
Or will we have another caution, Sam? That's also a possibility. In the meantime, up front, Ducom and Lotham are wearing each other out. And I think LaBeouf's playing it smart right here. And he's not going to get up and get involved in this. He's going to let these two duke it out and let it go a little bit further if he has to. Billy, in the meantime, back there in fourth, we saw him get wicked out of shape coming off the a couple laps back. A little bit of contact right there between Ducom and Lotham, but it doesn't seem to slow either one of them down. We're at that point now, Sam. I don't think anybody's going to lift at all.
We have 8 drivers on the lead lap, a total of 11 that are still racing on the track, on the racing surface. You could cost yourself from some money with how far ahead these drivers are. The next closest is that Ryan Billy, who's about a half a second off of our leaders. And then 5th place is 2.5 seconds back. 6th place over 4 seconds back. You don't have to get this racing just yet. Wait until those final, 3-4 laps. But I think that at the same time, John, you noted on it, tires might not be the biggest factor, but dirty air is, and I think that's what's making Lotham want to make this pass incredibly fast. He wants to be the leader to try to save these tires for later on.
Well, I was about to say, tires I think, are definitely going to come into play here, Sam. The reason I say that is you just touched on it. We've only got 11 cars left on track, only 8 on the lead lap, and they're all strung out. The potential for a caution now is much, 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 much lower than it was previously. So these guys are probably all thinking that to themselves. Now, wait a minute. Maybe I should not wear my tires out so fast here because we may not get a chance to come into pit road again. And what I've got is what I've got. So I think maybe that thought went collectively through the mind of these guys in the top 4.
Yeah, I also got to be thinking the 2 drivers that still have fast repair, they're going to be still in the lead lap as up front. They continue to race on as aggressive as they can. And these 2 for our lead, that of Ducom and Loudon, they're the closest drivers on track. If we're going to see a yellow, it's either going to be a self-spin from someone else or it's going to be from these front 2 with how they're racing.
I was about to say, you called that one spot on, pal. These 2, I think, are that's where the most potential for caution is going to come from. The way these 2 have been racing around each other for the last 5-6 laps, really, has just been a lot of aggression, not a lot of give, but a lot of take, if you know what I mean. So here we go. We got another fight down on the inside. Lotham drives it down into one really, really hard, Sam. Don't know if that's going to work for him, though.
Oh, he's wiggling. Yeah, here's the thing, though. The longer the run goes on, the looser the exit of turn 2 and the exit of turn 4 is going to be, which is going to be giving that of LaBeouf a better chance to possibly attack and take a chance here at the battling for the lead. But we also noted on it the damage to the 1. There is a lot of damage to the side panels after making contact with Zach Adams earlier on around lap 90 and so this one's got some damage that he's trying to make sure that he can just limp around, try to get the $40 for 3rd place. And for the drivers up front, if they take each other out, that's $160 that gets thrown to someone else if you take each other out. And they're coming over the radio. They're trying to make sure they don't wreck each other, but they are getting really antsy up front. We still got a lot of racing to go. We're not even 20 laps to go in this thing.
If I'm the 55 right now, I think I let Lotham go because you just touched on it. We've still got over 30 laps to go in this race. And, if the 59 wants to wear his tires out, that's fine. Let him do it. I would honestly just let him go. I really would.
Oh no! There goes Ducom
oh!
to the inside. He doesn't hit the wall yet. He's still in the speed, exactly like we just saw from that Ryan Billy, and he's still in this lead pack. It is not over yet for the 55. He's still races on, but oh boy,
Yeah.
John, that's a scary
Oh,
moment for
man.
sure. Woo.
Wow. Man,
Oh,
you
they
gotta
contact
give
for
these guys
second.
props, Sam.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're putting on the best show.
He was trying. Yeah. I mean, he was.
Oh,
he
he's
goes
doing
into the
it
wall.
again. No,
Oh,
no!
take out
LaBeouf
the one.
out of this thing.
Oh,
Same goes that for
no.
Ducom. We stay green, yellow funneling waves, and that's 2 drivers out. We're left to now potentially just 7 drivers on the lead lap on this restart. You got to see it live. Well, let's take a closer look. Your Pulse Poppers instant replay of that of Ducom, LaBeouf, hard racing. And for Ducom, his tires finally gave up on him at the end. Drifts up too high into the outside wall. And LaBeouf, an innocent victim, seeing his race ended instantly.
Yeah, he just drove that in way, way, way too hard into one, especially this late in the run. And he knew it, too. Look at how he's doing them donuts trying to get turned around. He's mad at himself. And he's got every right to be. He just sent it. And he oversent it. You know what I'm saying? What do they say? Them kids, he yeeted that thing in there, man. And he didn't have the tires for it, you know?
I mean,
oh, dear God.
I mean, from one of my favorite interviews I've heard on LSRTV, from one of my favorite drivers, if you know, Braxton DeWeese, famously quoted this: "You lick the stamp and you send it," with that one, and it did not stick for that of Ducom. And for a lot of these drivers, this is catastrophic for them. But this is massive.
Blew his pit stop.
Chris, yeah, but for some of these drivers, it's not the worst thing coming into pit road. Corey Saucery going to be coming in, getting some fresh tires, now going to have an extra chance. But what I wanted to give note on the fact that Ryan Billy, as well as Chris Cinnamon, looking at the charts, both drivers still waiting for Cinnamon. Cinnamon did use a fast repair for the 3. So the 3 going to have the freshest looking car out here and fresh tires. Other drivers that are going to have to get repairs done. Saucery shrugs both in pit road for a long time. Same for that of Ted Wade. All 3 of those drivers are going to have to make sure they get back out on track before they go a lap down. But, this is going to be a crazy one, John, here late, with drivers not having a fast repair except for that of the 23 of Ryan Billy.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is shaping up. I mean, we're going to go back to green with right around 20, 21 laps to go. Oh, Sam. Buddy, I need some more blood pressure medicine. I'll be right back.
Just a little bit. A little bit more. I think we're going to be having about 7 drivers. We're going to have 7 or 8 on the lead lap once we go green here. And right now, looking at the drivers that are still on track, total of on track is 8. And then we got 2 that are still in pit road getting repairs done, that of Jake Rolls as well as Eric Zimmerman. But, John, I think of something we haven't really thought about with the amount of drivers that are going to be left here on this restart. We have the potential of a big wreck happening and only having the 14 car running. If there's a chance of only 1 driver left it on track, and to get second and third, it might be the driver that can get themselves repaired and back out on track the soonest.
I was going to say, we've joked about pit crews being important in sim racing only because they're technically really not. This could be a case of whose hammer is bigger and faster in this case. And I feel bad for that 21 car right there. That guy was looking pretty stout to start this race, but right now he looks like a modified.
Yeah, you hope that maybe you would have better runs. Nathan Mon going to be taking the wave around, so going to be getting back out on the lead lap as Jose Luis Rivera going to be your lucky dog for the 97. And there we go. Wave around given. 8 drivers on the lead lap. That of Eric Zimmerman going to be the first car 1 lap down, and going to be only 9 drivers on track. John, I don't think when the night started, We knew that it was going to be a lot of big wrecks that had the potential here, but I don't think we thought we were going to have this less. Only, going to be soon a handful of drivers still out on track.
I really didn't. I mean, we joked and talked about this pre-race, but I mean, it's I have no words. I'm sorry, man.
Well, next gen cars here at Atlanta, it is a chance of absolute destruction. And luckily we're on the virtual side of things, because if we saw this same damage, that's a lot of money that people have just saw get thrown out the window.
About teams being out of business in real life.
Yeah, it would
folks,
not
keep
be
your eye
good.
on here, Sam. Keep your eye on that 14 car. The 11 car is another one to keep our eye on here. This restart, it's going to be crazy, man.
Well, green flag out in the air. They're going to be seeing some drivers with a little bit of wheel spin. Currently, I think there's only about 3, maybe 4 drivers that are on the lead lap that have a chance to win. The rest hoping for a big wreck. As you see our leader, that of Blake Loudon, going to be in.
59 car, our current leader.
I mean, we've seen these drivers up front beating and banging off one another. And when you've got a driver that's got fresh tires, going to be also with a clean vehicle, the draft as well as aero package going to be so important. But just like that, the draft, all the drivers challenging the 3, leave them out to dry on the inside. 20 laps to go. Chris Cinnamon is going to have a complete just wall to try to overcome, because I think the rest of the field knows we got to work together. We're all damaged. If we want to beat Chris Cinnamon, we've got to make sure that he doesn't get any draft help on these goings.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate. It's like he dropped the parachute right there. But look, here we go. The 11's putting his nose down the inside now. He's looking to take away second. A little bit of contact between Cinnamon and Billy. Sorry, Scruggs. Oh my goodness, this is getting crazy, Sam, up front.
Ryan Billy can do as much beating and banging as Ryan wants to do. The only driver in our top 5 currently in this pack that still has a fast repair of all the drivers running currently is the 23. So he can beat and bang as much as they want, get the contact, make other drivers feel a little bit weak, so that if a caution comes out, that of Chris Billy can use that fast repair, get back out there, and try to win tonight's race. Again, top 3, get the cash. As up front, possibly a challenge for the lead. John, you noted on him. It's Dustin Scruggs on the inside, trying to make the pass for the lead. Getting a little bit of help there from Billy. And into turn number 3, the 11, no draft help, but hoping to get a good enough run through the center of the corner.
He's going to try and side draft Wilson coming off of 4 right here. We've seen it work, but we've also seen it result in accidents, Sam. Meantime, that draft is going to start right here to kick in as they go down to 1. And we're going to see Scruggs in that 11 car lose a couple spots, I think, coming off of 2 right now.
17 laps to go. Chris Cinnamon sees an opportunity to possibly give someone some draft help and maybe start marching forward, but instead gets back in line. Up front, Blake Loudon with a great surge gets moving, and I got to be careful for all these drivers. The 2, that of Ted Wade, going to be up in the wall, but currently still running with the momentum of the drivers ahead. But we've seen other drivers like LaBeouf that got into the outside wall, and it hurt them dramatically. Now, our top 3 with a great run here, and Chris Cinnamon, I think, is in the best opportunity for the 3. He's now only got 3 drivers that are going to be working with him. Potentially, the others that are behind could give the 3 a boost here, but it's a matter of if and when the group is going to go after that of Blake Loudon.
Did you see that, though, Sam? Did you notice that there was such a big gap between 3rd and 4th at the start of the last lap? But because they got together and worked together, Ted Wade, Scruggs, and Saucy were all able to catch back up that front pack. And now we have basically got a 5-car, maybe 6-car fight for the lead. As you see them all bunched up coming through 2 right now.
Bunched up, ready to go. Chris Cinnamon almost into the outside wall. It does bounce off of it just slightly. The 3's fresh machine, slightly damaged now. All that waiting all race long to not get any damage, throw it out the window. You're on equal footing with everyone around you. They're going to be 3 wide, battling back for 4th place, but it's going to be Scruggs who equals it out right now. Cinnamon trying to battle for the lead, but not enough. 14 laps to go for the Money Atlanta race. Top 3 get cash. Everyone else goes home with nothing, and it's going to be that of Blake Loudon trying to get the $100 purse for the winning. 2nd place gets 60, 3rd gets 40. No one else gets cash after that except for that of Justin Michaels, who got the pole position. Everyone that's on track, though, they want to be in the top 3 for that money. Coming to 13 laps to go, John, and I don't know when and if we're going to be seeing Chris Cinnamon make this pass unless he knows for sure Ted Wade is following him.
If I'm Cinnamon right now, I'm going to stay right there on the bumper of that car in front of me. Whether he goes inside or outside, I'd stay right there with him. That keeps him in that bubble of that draft right there we talked about last week, Sam. And that's what he needs to do. Because, I mean, they can try down the inside, but I don't think it'll work for him because they're just going to throw off too much speed, even with the drafting partner down low. So if he stays right where he's at, he'll be okay. In the meantime, look at this.
Oh,
the left star is going to turn
Billy.
Ted Wade. He's going to collect Billy with him. That might bring out the caution. We'll see.
There's no oncoming traffic, and now the yellow's going to wave, and that is going to be a admin thrown yellow to make sure this racing stays close, and that's going to be helping out those that were caught up. Ted Wade, Ryan, Billy, they're still in the race. But, John, this is now going to be putting us with less than 10 laps to go with the timing of this yellow.
And I wonder if any of these guys have any tires left, Sam. I haven't been keeping count of who took what tires when. Oh, wow, Ted Wade took a heck of a hit on the inside wall. He has no fast repair left, so I think his night is done. But we do know Billy had one fast repair left. We'll see if he uses it, if he had any damage to fix from this wreck.
Yeah, that's going to be the key thing of, do you even want to risk using your fast repair at this point? Everyone else that had used their fast repair was because of a blown engine and issues in that factor. And now the question is, who will come in if they've got tires? Most of the drivers have come in more than 4 times in a pit road, but that's because of the damage they were given. I believe everyone has used all 4 sets they were given, but I'm not going to be completely confirmed on that until they come by that pit road. Again, only 9 drivers out there on track. 3 were involved in that wreck, but I don't think anyone's going to be calling it a quits just yet. I think everyone recognizing if we get to overtime, there's a chance for anyone to finish up in the top 3. As in pit road, Chris Cinnamon ducks it down.
2 on pit road, 3 on pit road.
Oh, this is, John, changing everything. The drivers coming into pit road.
Let's see who takes tires.
Only our top 2 decided to stay out. Then Jose Luis Rivera going to be staying out as well. And Jose had been out there multiple times. And see the 11 slowly inching his Shrugs into pit road.
Oh, he just
topping
off
with fuel only for that also. And looking at Ryan Billy did use the fast repair, was the 14.
Okay.
And looking at other drivers coming into pit road, looks like tires were put onto the 21 as I take another look at this, but heavily damaged as well as the 21, so I don't think the tires are going to equal out to help him stay in this thing. And Chris Cinnamon come in. Lothan stayed out. That of Corey Saucery stayed out, as well as Jose Luis Riviera. Those 3 drivers did stay out. Everyone else came to pit road. Fuel, tires and fuel for that of Ryan Billy and Dustin Shrugs. Tires and a slight damage goes to Nathan Mayam, and only damage repair for Chris Cinnamon, and also getting the fast repair is Eric Zimmerman, and in pit road for over a minute for repairs was the 2 of Ted Wade. We're going to have 9 drivers on the lead lap when we go green here. Less than 10 laps to go, John, and we weren't sure what we were going to see, but chaos, I think we were expecting a little bit of chaos. It has just been chaotic throughout the night here for all these drivers.
Yeah, you said that the 23 car did take tires, right?
The 21 took tires.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said the 23 took tires as well. Well,
no, only a fast
we knew
repair.
It was going to be crazy. Gotcha. We knew it was going to be crazy. And it has not disappointed in the craziness factor, not at all. This restart's going to be crazy. Than what we've seen so far, I think. You're gonna see some guys try to match the restart of the leader, the 59 car, because he got a great jump that last restart, Sam. You don't want that to happen again. They're gonna have to try and keep up with him as good as possible. On the other side of that coin, though, if he gets a good restart, but those 2 or 3 cars behind him gang up, so to speak, and draft together, they can still catch him fairly quickly. And Then the question is, getting by him. I mean, we've seen it already. Getting by on the inside is extremely difficult without at least 3 or 4 cars helping you. And I don't think there's 3 or 4 cars left on track that can compete in the draft that well, to be honest with you. I mean, we're seeing, good Lord, I mean, there's cars with bumpers that are arced up in the middle of them. That, like the case of the 3 car on the inside row there. The 21 car on the outside has no front end to speak of. You know, I think the cleanest looking car out there is the guy in 3rd, and then the 11 car down there. Even though we know the 11 car's got a little bit of damage also. So,
Yeah,
man, I don't even know, man. I'm just gonna be like, okay, throw the green flag. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all we can do. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What a night. What a night it's been. 10 cautions here for all these drivers throughout the night. We knew it was going to be a lot. We just didn't know the total amount. There's still the potential of us going to overtime for these drivers, but it's going to be 7 laps to go. Blake Loudon, that of Corey Saucery, Ryan Billy, as well as Jose Luis Rivera, and Nathan Mann going to be your top 5, with Dustin Scruggs as well as Chris Cinnamon, Ted Wade, Eric Zimmerman. Going to be your 9 drivers on track, all 9 on the lead lap. Pace car pulls off, 7 laps to go for the Money Atlanta race. Here for these drivers, top 3 get cash, and you're already seeing that inside line with heavy damage, wheel spin, they fall back, and it's Blake Loudon with a great launch, but he's got the driver with the cleanest car. Ryan Billy going to be in 2nd place.
Lothan got a great start, you're right, but like you said, Billy's right there, not too far behind. Now look, they're going to do like a Pocono thing here. See him snaking all over the backstretch, trying to break that draft, trying to keep those cars from sucking up. But it's not really going to help him too much. Look at Billy down there on the inside line now. Going to try and get up underneath the 59 of Lothan coming off of 4, making a fight, going, oh, he's going to get the bumper of him here, Sam.
Oh, Loudon could have seen his race being ended in an instant. Great call by that Ryan Billy, who just gave plenty of room, just enough. And now they're going to be side by side. A little bit of push up. Contact going to be made for the lead. They're still side by side. And it's going to be Ryan Billy all on his own. Still right there. Finding just enough space to cut in front of Riviera. And now side by side is the 97. We haven't talked about Jose all race long. And now in the top 5 in the later stages. 5 laps to go. Who's going to get the cash? Top 3 get it. And right now Blake Loudon going to be the heavy favorite so far. But for how long? Who's going to work with the 59 late in the race, who has had plenty of chance to be taken out here tonight? That is the 4th time I've seen since he's used that fast repair where the 59 should have been spun around, taken out of this race. Late blocking by Loudon. John, it's getting heated up. 4 laps to go. A lot of bumping. Billy's right on the back bumper.
Billy put the bumper to the 59, got him loose right there on exit of 4. The 11 pokes his nose in on this Sam. Scruggs wants to make it a 3-car fight. Meantime, the 3 car's still lurking back there. Here we go. Stuck down the inside of Billy. Wiggles a little bit.
4 of the cleanest looking cars of the night finally up front, and right now you've got a total of 6 cars still just lingering and waiting, coming to 3 laps to go. If a caution comes out before we get the white flag, we go to overtime, and with the way these drivers are racing, we might need overtime. We might need a few attempts, and it's going to be Blake Loudon, Ryan Billy going to be your top 2. Then you got Dustin Scruggs going to be in 3rd place. You talked about it, John. The 11's been aggressive at times, and now in a prime position with the 3 of Chris Cinnamon waiting in 4th. There's going to be bumping, there's going to be rubbing, and there might be more contact on the backstretch, side by side. Here comes Billy. Scruggs makes contact with a 30. Right, the 23 stays low. He comes back up drifting. They almost make contact again. Billy drifts it down low. No yellow waves, and into the grass is going to be that of Ryan Billy up front. It's still going to be our top 3. 2 laps to go. It's going to be Blake Loudon, Dustin Scruggs, and Chris Cinnamon going to be here up front trying to hold on, and it's all split up. Dustin Scruggs going to be the closest driver here if he can get a run, but it might be a big enough gap by 4/10 and growing. Blake Loudon, no more draft to worry about. The 59 coming out of turn number 4, looking for the white flag potentially here, John, and across the line, no yellow waves. It's your CRN, 1 to go, and Blake Loudon looking like he might win the $100 into turn number 1.
Lothan with the lead right now, good 3.5 seconds over. Sorry, a ½ second over Scruggs right now. I don't think Scruggs has what it takes to catch him on this last lap. He looks like it's going to be a strong win here for Lothan, going through 3 and 4 for the final time, coming through 4.
It was the money race. It was all about finishing in the top 3. And for Blake Lothan, it was all about the win. Gets saved and now wins $100. Richard goes to the 59. Dustin shrugs. Chris Cinnamon as well going to finish in the top 3 and getting cash for themselves. In the disappointment, Ryan Billy got aggressive, maybe a little bit too aggressive, and going to finish all the way back in 8th place. John, we weren't sure what we were going to see here tonight. Weren't sure if we were going to see a big field. By the time practice was over, we had 28 drivers prepared for hard racing here tonight. 27 hit the grid, but only a total of 9 finished out this race. Wow, what a race it was. And it's going to be the 59 of Blake Lothan who gets the win.
I need some oxygen, Sam. I need an oxygen tank, Sam. It was a great race, man.
And,
I mean, we knew coming into this out of practice, after watching practice, Sam, we knew there was going to be some calamity out there, some bumping, some banging, some spinning, some wrecking. We were not disappointed. You know, the admins can't really complain too much. This is Atlanta with the next-gen car. We knew it was going to be tight. And, you know, hey, it was money, man. Money's on the line. You know, when it comes down to it, anything goes for money.
Oh, money was certainly on the line, but man, what a race it was. Top 3 getting the cash, and for us, we'll take a look here at our unofficial results, but we know our top 3, they are getting that cash. First place, Blake Lothan going to be getting that $100. Second place, that of Dustin Shruggs is going to be getting $60. Chris Cinnamon going to get $40. And everyone else going to get nothing except for Justin Michaels, who got the pole position. Fourth place going to be that of Corey Saucery, as well as Jose Luis Rivera. Going to be getting a top 5. For the 97, top 5 going to be taking it as a win. Nathan Men's going to be getting 6th, with Eric Zimmerman in 7th. Ryan Billy, Ted Wade, that of Brady LaBeouf going to be finishing out your top 10.
And basically, folks, from 11th on back did not finish the race. Brady LaBeouf in 11th. Jake Roll in 12th, Robert Richards 13th, Zach Adams 14th, Nick Sacco 15th, Andrew McGronigle looked strong early on, but ran into some problems late in the race. He comes home 16th, Stephen Gregory 17th, Hunter Parsons 18th, Derek Fulton also looked strong early on, got taken out early in a late race accident. He's 19th, rounding out your top 20. Raul Mason, the 37 car, again, did not finish, had some bad luck there.
Then 21st, we find that of James Morris, who took out and made one of the best wrecks of the night. Didn't think that we were going to see a WWE move in cars. We got to see it here tonight, as well as going to be that of Derek Kilgore, going to be getting 22nd. Adam Newberg going to be getting 23rd, with that of Justin Michaels, our pole sitter, getting $15 for the pole position. Then it's Terry Peacock, Michael McKinnon, as well as Kyle Hess, going to be getting 27th. 28th going to be that of Josh Souza, who actually I believe was just watching throughout tonight. Only 27 drivers hit the track, and it was certainly a good one. For us at LSRTV, we're going to step aside for a quick second. We'll get our top 3, those that are getting money. We'll talk to them, and what a hectic race it was for 134 laps. The Money Atlanta race for that of a NASRA, the Buddy Project Cup Series. And hey, what a show. What a show. We'll be right back. Top 3 in just a moment. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the post-race show for the NASRA, the Buddy Project Cup Series. For the Money Atlanta race here tonight, we got our third-place runner, that of Chris Cinnamon, with us. Chris, a wild night, and you were one of the drivers that waited until the very last moment to use your fast repair, and then you found yourself in a little bit of calamity, but then you were there at those final couple of laps. What was going through your mind as we were coming to the end?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to admit it now. It's pure luck. This is my second race driving this car. The first 75 laps, I was just trying to figure out how to drive it, and it worked out for me. I got the hang of it, and I was up in the top 5 at the end.
Well, I'll tell you, buddy, you guys, you say you were lucky, but I mean, that was some excellent, I guess, strategy to hang on to your fast repair as long as you did. Real quick, I'm going to give you my PayPal info so you can shoot that money over this way. You know, you don't need it. You're a famous race car driver on iRacing now.
Sounds good. We'll just keep it coming, eh?
Yeah.
But no, that was a good race. It was exciting. Tons of back and forth and pack racing. It felt like when we went green flag racing. It was good to be a part of.
I mean, Chris, we've seen a lot of drivers talk about the next-gen Cup car, the aero package from the current Cup to the next-gen. How was it for you, though? Like he's noted on, this is only your second race, but being out there on track, how was it trying to adapt throughout the race to get used to this machine?
Oh, I felt completely different. Like definitely once you get some tire wear on it, about 20 laps in, you could take the wind off someone's back spoiler and get them loose pretty easy. You got pushing tight too, and you got uptight. Some guys there, and it's a little bit to get used to.
Well, Chris, great run. You're finishing third, getting those $40. And before we let you go, the floor is yours for any shout-outs.
No, thank you guys for putting it on, and also for the NASRA page here and everyone else. I'm just glad to be a part of it, and had a great night. Congrats to Blake.
That's going to be the 3 of Chris Cinnamon, finishing third again, winning the $40. And congratulations, Chris.
Sorry, and I almost forgot my sponsor, Over the Top Designs. He does great jobs giving me some wicked paints every weekend too.
No problem. If there's any other ones, we'll leave the floor open unless you're good.
No, I'm good, guys. Have a good night.
All right, that's Chris Cinnamon again, finishing in third place. Wild night it was. Thanks, Chris, for joining us. And I cannot wait for more racing action. John, I know you've been covering this league on the regular. This was week number 3. What's supposed to be a points race? I think for a lot of drivers, they're happy it was a money race based off the result that we saw and the amount of carnage that hit these drivers.
Yeah, I think we can agree on that, because if this had been a points race, that would have been a huge shakeup in the points right there. So some of these guys are really glad that it was just a money race, but we're going to get back to points racing soon. So these guys need to get their heads on straight and understand that this car is a whole different beast from anything they've driven before, and maybe some practice wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh, absolutely not. And as we're getting the night finished, John, your floor is yours for any final thoughts on how tonight went and what you're expecting for the future.
Well, tonight we knew it was going to be chaos, Sam, and it was. And we joked around a lot about it, but you know, it is what it is. These guys are still trying to get used to this next gen car. There's going to be some more changes put on them soon, but it was a good, fun race to watch, and I'm looking forward to some serious competition. We'll go back to points racing, and since this is probably be the last time I see you folks until 2022, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. God bless you all, and I hope that your 2022 is better than your 2021. Sam, Cody, thank you so much for the professionalism that you guys have occasionally shown on these broadcasts. And that's about it for me, Sam. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, we try to have fun here when it's special events like it was for the money race here tonight.
Yes,
and
sir.
thanks, John. It has been a pleasure working with you through 2021 and getting to get used to how both of our dynamics work. It's been a pleasure all year long working with you. We still, we're going to be off until after Christmas. So Merry Christmas and happy holidays to those that are getting ready for that tonight. Thank you for everyone joining us. And we will be back for more racing action in just a couple of days, and we cannot wait to cover it all here on LSRTV. Big thanks to that Jeff Stabnow, LSRTV Studios, to John Mushkin Jr. My name was Sam Dyer. Thanks for joining us for NASRA for the Buddy Project Cup Series, the Money Atlanta race. It put on a great show. I might have to go back and rewatch this a couple of times with all the big wrecks, all the dashing moves. It was a good one. And we'll see you in just a couple of days here on LSR TV. Have a good night.